Hi everyone, this is Kona, and I am going to show you how to do this project 2 part 2. Mostly it's the Minitab part because I know probably none of you have used Minitab in the past, so I want to make sure that you're able to use Minitab and start to feel comfortable with it because we're going to be using it a lot in the future. So going through here, project 2 part 2, you could print off these directions if you want to be able to read through them as you're trying to use Minitab, but otherwise all of the information is here. So the first part is to copy the 4 data columns of the shared class data from the Google Sheet and paste it into Minitab. So the shared class data sheet is this sheet right here, and the only 4 columns that you need are this information right here. So just copy those 4 columns. You don't need your name, you don't need the person, but you do need all of the data. So this is kind of like me pretending. You should have obviously a lot more. So make sure you scroll down and you get all of the data. So you might have to grab it and drag way down, but make sure that you get all of the data for those 4 columns. Once you highlight it, a lot of times you can't right click and copy. So you can use Control C to copy, but whatever you use, just copy this. Then you want to open up Minitab. So Minitab will look like this once you open it up. You can either use it here at Richland, you can download your own version for free, or you can rent it for 6 months, but you're going to need Minitab. So once you have it, go ahead and click on the number 1 box, and I'm going to Control V to paste, but whatever you need to do, just paste it in here. Alright, so then the next step, so we're going to go back over here. So copy the 4 from the Google Sheet and paste it in a Minitab. Second step, save your project. So we're going to come back over here and save. Save it, normally you would save it to My Documents and Math 113, whatever you do. I'm just going to save it to my desktop for now, and I'm going to call it Project 2 Data. Call it whatever you want, but just make sure you save it. So okay, so now I'm saving it. So now we go back. So we've saved it, then label each column with 1 word. Example, database, ban, affiliation, gender. All right, so what we're doing is, you see how this was the database question, this was the ban question, this was the affiliation, and this was the gender, right? So we're going to come over here, and this was database, and this was ban, this was affiliation, and this was gender. Okay, so we've added those across the top. Make sure those are in the gray boxes at the top, not in your number 1 column. Okay, so then we'll come back over here. The next part is to code your data. All right, so click Data, Code to Text. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to click Data from the top, then come here to Code. We're coding it to text because we already have it in the number format, so we're going to code it to text. And I'm going to select the first one, so database, and we're going to code individual values. So then it says 1 and 2. So then what you need to do is come back over here and double check. 1 was oppose, 2 was favor. So here you've got 1 oppose and 2 favor. And you can leave it at the end of the current worksheet and just click OK. So there you go. There's the coded database. What you would then do is just do the exact same thing for ban, affiliation, and gender. I will say that if you don't have a 3 come up when you do gender, it might be that none of you get someone who says their gender is other, and that's fine. So if you only have 1 and 2 options for gender, that's fine, don't worry about it. But otherwise, that's all you needed to do, except do ban, affiliation, and gender. So you would just go back up to data, code, to text, take this one out, click ban, and then double check over here. Ban, 1 is opposed, 2 is favor. So you come back over here, 1 is opposed, 2 is favor. Okay, all right, so coded ban, then just data, code to text, and you get rid of ban, and you then do affiliation. So obviously bows and band doesn't make sense, so you delete these and you'd enter in what 1, 2, and 3 are and click OK. So make sure you do that for affiliation and gender. Once you're done, so when you're done, you should have database, band, affiliation, gender. Then you should have coded database, coded band, coded affiliation, coded gender. Once you have all 8 of those columns, make sure you save. Then all you have to do, so we'll come back here. So repeat all the 4 steps for all the columns. When you're done coding your data, save your project, and then just submit it to this assignment. So that's all you need to do for this one. I hope that makes sense, and if you have any questions,